Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder.
Aye.
Okay, moving to the next item. We have tonight one public hearing involving a special use permit and one public hearing involving a possible recommendation to approve amendments to Article 4A of the Planned Development District. Then we have other business as well. Before we go into the hearings, I need to read the procedures that we always read. The Planning and Zoning Commission holds public hearings as required by law and provides recommendations to City Council on matters relating to land use, planning, zoning, and the subdivision of land. Any person who has an interest in the subject matter of a hearing will have the opportunity to provide testimony and present evidence to the commission during the public hearing. Speakers are required to conduct themselves in an orderly and respectful manner. Disruptive behavior, including applause, yelling, speaking out of turn, or other inappropriate behaviors will not be tolerated. Additionally, the following applies to any person addressing the commission. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes unless authorized additional time by the chairperson. Speakers must speak into the microphone, in this case, not the podium, unless previous arrangements have been made by the chairperson. Speakers must legibly, we know you need to state your name before we begin. Speakers must begin by stating their name and address. Speakers should speak clearly so that we all can understand. The chairperson will announce the subject of the hearing, followed by a report from staff. The chairperson will then open the public hearing to the applicant, followed by those in favor of the application, and then those opposed to the application. The chairperson will close the public hearing, and during that time, the commission will discuss among themselves, and the public may not address the commission after the close of the public hearing unless requested by the chairperson. The Planning and Zoning Commission shall base its recommendation and or decision on information and evidence presented during the public hearing. This decision, if required by the application, will be forwarded in writing to City Council for further consideration. The first public hearing is SU 20-001, a public hearing and possible vote to recommend the approval of an application for a special use permit to Megan, is it Sirk?
It's Cirque, yeah.
Sirk, okay. For the operation of a group daycare home at 432 South Sherwood Avenue in Republic, Missouri. I'll call that public hearing to order. The person asking for it is here. Ms. Sirk, if you would tell us what you would like to hear us or let us know.
Yes, my name is Megan Cirque, and I live at 432 South Sherwood Avenue. And we've lived here for about 15 years. And I am a certified teacher, elementary teacher with a master's degree in education. And I am wanting to run a small in-home classroom for virtual students that are elementary students, so grades K through 4th grade. And these are students that are either hybrid, they go to school like 2 days a week, and then they're virtual 3 days a week, or they're just 100% virtual, but their parents have to work. So I just help them with their online classes, and then I offer tutoring and enrichments as they need it.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Does anyone have questions?
Do you mind if we read the staff report real quick?
Sure. I guess I forgot that. Go ahead.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and share our screen real quick. So, no, I'm not. I guess it's been disabled. Okay. Subject property of the application is identified as Lot 41 of Sunshine Estates Phase 2, and it's comprised of about 1,800 acres of land. The applicant currently resides as a dwelling unit and occupying the premises. The zoning for this lot is high-density, single-family residential, R1H, and the property borders residential dwellings to the north, south, and east. The applicant, Ms. Sirk, is seeking approval of this permit to provide a structured environment for students attending school virtually. This application for a special use permit for a group daycare home, if approved, would allow the provider to care for not more than 10 children not related to the provider. The provider is limited to caring for no more than 2 children under the age of 2 years without the support of a full-time adult assistant. With the support of a full-time adult assistant, the provider may care for a maximum of 4 children under the age of 2. The applicant currently has a general business license with the city to operate as a family daycare home. Such a license allows her to care for as many as 6 children, where the maximum number of children under the age of 2 years is 3. The applicant has also applied with the State of Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services for a family child care home license on the subject property. Under Missouri law, this license would allow the provider to care for no more than 10 children unrelated for any part of the 24-hour day. The state has indicated that the issuance of a license requires Ms. Sirk to conform with municipal zoning code. So in this case, such a conformance would come in the form of an approval of this special use permit. So they basically said that her receipt of the state license is, relies on her getting this zoning first. The addition of 10 children to the premises is expected to have only an incidental effect on sanitary, sewer and water infrastructure. Any traffic added by the operations not originating from Sunshine Estates subdivision would likely approach from either Miller Road, a secondary arterial, or Basswood Avenue, a collector. This special use permit, were it approved, would be subject to a 5-year limit, renewable in accordance with the procedures set forth in Municipal Code Section 405.680. That basically requires, after 5 years, for Ms. Sirk to come back and run through this same exercise and in order to get an additional special use, were she to want to extend that another 5 years. Staff recommends the approval of the proposed special use permit for Megan Sirk at 432 South Sherwood, but would like the Planning and Zoning Commission to consider placement of a condition on said permit. Due to the circumstances surrounding the concurrent application for this special use permit to operate as a group daycare home and the family child care home license from the state, the staff would recommend that a condition be placed on the special use permit that requires the applicant be in possession of the aforementioned state license in order to operate as a group daycare home. Basically, generally we would have in our possession already a copy of her license from the state, but in this case they've, I don't know whether it's new process or it's always been processed and we just happen to have it in the past, but they are asking us to approve the special use permit before they will issue it. So as a condition of this special use permit, we would just suggest that, we just put something on there that says she has to hold a state license as well. And then we provided a recommendation for the following language for this condition on the permit. It shall be unlawful for any person to establish, maintain, or operate a child daycare center for children or to advertise as being able to perform services for a child daycare center without having in full force and effect a written license granted by the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services. Municipal code, and then list the municipal code sections.
Anything else, Chris?
No, back to you guys.
Coming back to you, Ms. Sirk, is there anything that you have in addition to what you provided us before based on Chris's comments?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to then call for anyone else that's in favor of the application. They want to come forward and speak. Don't have anybody call anybody that's opposed to the application. Did you all hear me? Call anybody that's opposed to the application? No one coming forward. I'm going to close the hearing. Now's the time for our discussion. Anybody have questions? Comments?
One. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Is the license in Mrs. Zirk's name or will be in the dwelling's name? The address?
The license will be connected to both the dwelling and Ms. Zirk. She could not take the license to another location, nor could someone come in and use that license were she to leave at the same location.
So if she sold the property,
If she sells it, the license is invalid.
thank you. That's all I had.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you,
I'll
Kevin.
second it.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Pedersen,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Phelps,
Aye.
Commissioner Hahn,
Aye.
That's it. Thank you, Ms. Sear. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. I think your service is very needed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll move to the next item of business. ORD 20-003, public hearing and possible vote to recommend the approval of amendments to Article Roman 4A Plan Development District PDD. Chris, Karen?
Thank you. Tonight we are considering amendments to Article 4 for the Plan Development District, also known as PDD, relating to the plan procedure, requirements of the development plan, and plotting requirements for PDD. There are several sections which contain amendments, in addition to minor language revisions throughout the document. The first section, Section 405.230, Procedure. The proposed amendment to Section 405.230, Procedures, removes the requirement for at least 3/4 vote of the total membership of City Council if the Planning and Zoning Commission had not recommended approval of the PDD application. The reference vote is not required by Missouri state statute and has been suggested to be removed. Section 405.240, Development Plans. The proposed amendment requires the PDD application to be in conformance with other adopted plans of the City of Republic, in addition to the comprehensive plan. These plans include, but are not limited to, the Transportation Plan, Land Use Plan, Future Land Use Map, Parks Master Plan, and the Water and Wastewater Master Plans. Section 405.260, Plotting. The proposed amendment to phased and unphased development requires completion of the construction and approval of the final plot within a specified time frame. In instances when phased construction is not planned, improvements and approval of the final plot must be completed within a 4-year time frame. In phased construction, the first phase must be completed within 2 years of the date of approval of the development plan, and all subsequent phases must be constructed and the final plot approved within a total period of 8 years. Staff is recommending the approval of the amendments and development district ordinance. I would like to point out there was a last minute revision to the PDD ordinance and also the staff report that was emailed to you separately later this afternoon. Chairman, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
You muted us. Is everybody muted, or was it just me?
I think probably our IT muted everyone for a minute because there was some noise coming over. Everyone's back off though, all the commission members.
Right. Okay.
So was this general clerical cleanup of the ordinance, or did something come up that caused us to really come to the forefront?
It was both. There was some general cleanup that was needed in the ordinance, some language revisions, and then also it became apparent that the PDD ordinance, unlike subdivisions, had no requirement for completion of improvements and approval of the final plat. So essentially what happens with the older PDDs that are in existence now, they can go on forever. What happens is conditions change. So PDDs that we had that were approved 20 years ago theoretically can move forward in the improvement as an approved project without much further consideration for whether we have a transportation system that can handle additional traffic and whether our municipal utilities now have the capacity to serve such a development.
Other questions?
I have a question. Karen, on the plating thing, I'm just curious that, like it says, like phases must be constructed and final plat approved within a period of 8 years. So if they go over like 2 years or 8 years or whatnot, is there like fines that come with that, or how's that? I'm just wondering.
Now, basically, no fines. So what it would cause is for them to then come back through the process. It would also give the applicant an opportunity to reevaluate the plan. Just as conditions change on our evaluation of a plan, Mark's conditions may change that they may need to evaluate the plan.
Okay.
But we don't fine anyone for subdivision timeout.
Okay.
Other questions? I hear a motion.
Motion to approve?
Thank you. I hear a second.
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 All right, Kevin. Okay, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Phelps,
Aye.
Commissioner Pedersen,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Hahn.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Close that out. Move to other business. Sub D-pre 20-007. Possible vote to recommend the approval of an application for a preliminary plat for Greenfield Estates, a residential subdivision consisting of approximately 23.48 acres located in the 7500 block of West Farm Road 174. I have a question. Eric, are you involved with this?
I am. I'm going to have to recuse and abstain from any discussion on this.
Okay, thank you. You can stay, We're not kicking you out. You just
I'll view.
don't make any real weird gestures or anything for us to see.
I'll attempt not
Okay.
to.
Any questions on this? Oh, I'm sorry. Give us the report. I'm sorry, Karen.
Thank you. GSE Properties LLC has requested review and approval of a preliminary plat of approximately 23.48 acres, known as Greenfield Estates, consisting of 82 residential lots, zoned high-density, single-family residential, streets, and infrastructure. The TRT, or the Technical Review Team, has reviewed the preliminary plat conformity with the preliminary plat requirements in section 410. I'll go over several highlights. The reference preliminary plat contains the 82 high-density single-family residential lots. They have a minimum required lot size of 7,000 square feet. The subdivision consists of streets, open space, utility easements, and detention areas. The preliminary plat of Greenfield Estates contains an average lot size of 7,774 square feet. The preliminary plat proposes one new street connection to West Farm Road 174, one new street connection to Timber Oak Street through the undeveloped 12 Stones PDD property to the west. The new public streets internal to the subdivision will include approximately 5,463 feet of street and sidewalk, which will be dedicated to the city during the final platting process. The site is not currently served by City of Republic water or sanitary sewer service. It is in proximity to two 10-inch water mains, which will provide connections for a loop-to-water main through the subdivision. Connection to the southwest line will require an off-site utility easement and agreement with the owner of the 12 Stones property to the west. The site is in proximity to an 8-inch sanitary sewer main, approximately 345 feet from the western boundary of the subject property. Connection to the main will require an off-site utility easement agreement with the owner of the 12 Stones property to the west. There is also an alternative sanitary sewer connection traveling through Rankin Acres to the south, connecting to an existing sanitary sewer main. The alternative will require the developer to also acquire off-site easements in the Rankin subdivision. The sanitary sewer flows to the Schuler Creek lift station and then through a forced main to the wastewater treatment facility. The city's water and sanitary sewer mains do have the capacity to serve the proposed development. Final evaluations of capacity will be performed during final review. The subject parcel does not contain any floodplain or special flood hazard areas. It also does not contain any identified sinkholes. The preliminary plat proposes a stormwater detention area in the southwest corner of the property, designed to control the release of stormwater from the development. The plat contains a conceptual layout of the detention area. The area will be designed to mitigate existing conditions to reduce the amount of post-development flows to less than pre-development flow. Stormwater detention area's outflow will flow onto adjacent property to the south, located within Greene County's jurisdiction. This is, again, the Rankin subdivision to the south. The city's TRT will work with Greene County engineering staff on the review and permitting during infrastructure construction plan review. A stormwater report will be reviewed during TRT design review. The detention area itself and all open space common area will be maintained by a homeowners association. The design of streets, sidewalks, water and sanitary sewer systems, stormwater detention, and the acquirement of utility easements will be reviewed and permitted during the infrastructure permitting phase. Staff does consider the proposed preliminary plat in general conformity with the requirements for preliminary plat. We are recommending. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? I hear any motions.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Cynthia. Are you here a second?
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll. This is
Commissioner,
I'm sorry, just a minute. This would be a motion to recommend approval of the application.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Phelps,
Aye.
Commissioner Hahn,
Aye.
Is that it? Good. Move the next item, citizen participation. If there's anyone on that wishes to participate and come forward, give us your name and tell us what you want us to hear. The comment should be about something that's not associated with what we've decided tonight. No one coming forward, we'll move to the Community Development Department update.
Thank you, Chairman. We do not have a department update for the community development, nor an update for the comprehensive plan this evening.
I'm sorry, I only heard about half of that.
We don't have an update this evening for
Okay.
either our department
I heard that.
or the comprehensive plan, but we will certainly have an update for you next month.
Okay. And you don't have a comprehensive plan update either? Is that what I heard?
Correct.
Awesome. Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Kevin. Second, someone?
I'll second.
All right, Eric, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hahn,
Aye.
Commissioner Phelps, Commissioner Phelps,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Pedersen.
Aye.
That's it. Thank you all. See you in a month.
Thank you for your participation tonight.
Oh, and
Thank you.
complete